There is something which deserves to be clarified, a confusing issue which originated in the 1930s among the French dowsers. For lack of training and structured method, these dowsers are invariably left feeling frustrated due to the systematic inconsistency in their answers. The radiesthetic action consists of the following mental acts. Hello and welcome. For those of you familiar with the history of radiesthesia, there is something which deserves to be clarified if we are to avoid a confusing issue which originated in the 1930s among the French dowsers, the founding fathers, so to speak, of most, if not all, the various schools accessible today. I am, of course, referring to the perceived controversy between the mental and the physical schools of radiesthesia. In actual fact, the proponents of the mental school have long since disappeared, and the only remnant of that is the modern New Age anything goes, free-for-all version, which many seem to practice. For lack of training and structured method, these dowsers are invariably left feeling frustrated due to the systematic inconsistency in their answers. That is easily remedied by practice using a proven rational method. Antoine Luzy, a prolific author on the subject of radiesthesia, specifically relating to the actual functioning of the phenomenon, has much of great use to say in the probable explanation. In his book, La Radiesthesie moderne, edition Bangladesh in 1943, on page 44, he states, "The radiesthetic action consists of the following mental acts. 1. A fundamental process of connection to establish a liaison among the various factors concerned by the query. 2. A process of making the mind perceptive to the object of the query or its emanations. 3. A process of exteriorizing thought to reach the object. 4. A process of perception and selection somewhere in the mind to recognize the object. And 5. The unconscious formation of ideation, or the forming of unconscious neuromuscular reflexes in the radiesthesist, revealing the existence of the object or its characteristics." And then, further on, he says, "Nothing can be achieved in radiesthesia without subconscious activity, and as that will always be the case, a time will surely come when radiesthesists will finally agree, forced by the nature of things, to abandon the illusion of empiricism and work on perfecting this most precious resource, the mind." Luzy is simply stating the obvious. Life and its phenomenal accomplishment depends on the deployment of all our human assets, their apparent components and adjuncts. Back to the two schools. For the adherents of the physical school of radiesthesia, and I think specifically of biogeometry, there is a very real difference between their understanding, because it is based on the physics, and answers from their specialist pendulums are to be analyzed in the light of that material science alone, to the exclusion of all other considerations. The inevitable result of focusing on a soul aspect while totally ignoring the metaphysical, intuitive connection is a lapse into the mystery of a lopsided science. We risk missing a vital point of life if we fail to employ the bridge that exists between these two positions of physical and mental. We need both. The rational ability to formulate questions which can only be answered, what I call the all-conscious, the ever-present knowing. What is more, only when one is in communion with the latter is one able to circumvent the intellectual mind with its explanations and definitions that are no doubt necessary at a certain stage, but tend to conceal the simplicity and beauty of the intuitive heart, and complicate the answer due to a lack of neutrality, a key factor in maintaining impartiality. A linking of the two intelligences is the key. It is what you are doing all the time, but generally without consciously appreciating that. The purpose here is to understand better the mechanics of how you consult your intuition. The missing link is the bridge across which we can learn to span our awareness, the material world connected to the spiritual realm. The physical meets the all-conscious. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Also, if you find value in what I'm sharing, consider supporting my work on Patreon. Your membership helps me keep creating valuable insights and content to empower you on your health journey. Together we can build a community that's focused on holistic well-being for everyone.